Welcome back to the Room 8 podcast. This is our second episode. If you have not listened to our first, you should go check that one out. I'm Joseph.
I'm Chris.
I'm Destiny.
I'm Yolanda, and in last episode we talked about superstitions, ghosts, and following along with that dark theme, we will be talking about something that is close to our community here at APB. So, less than 3 days ago, a 14-year-old boy named Javier was shot near the Ellen Ochoa Learning Center. The lead suspect was a black man in a maroon SUV. And if you don't know where the Ellen Ochoa Center is, it's like less than 20 minutes from APB, so it is very close. And we started hearing about this boy, not through the news, but through people reposting the accident on their Instagram feeds, which you've guys seen, right?
Yeah, I seen a couple about some kids dying like in the middle of the night or like around the nighttime by kindness like going around shooting them.
So some of the things like I've seen reposted on Instagram was like just like please keep your eyes open and like be very careful. So I'm gonna read one of the Instagram posts. So this one is, please keep your eyes open and very careful. There's a black male on the street driving in a red maroon SUV going around killing people just by asking what time it is and shooting them. Please be careful with your eyes open. He's going after anyone. A 13-year-old was shot last night. He did not make it. He went to Caleje, Bell Garden, Huntington Park, and Montebello. So Huntington Park and Montebello and Bell Gardens is the places that he's hit up. And Huntington Park is what, like, not like a 5 minute drive from here because of La Plaza. Um,
There's a different there's a different post that I saw that one of my friends had posted on her story saying, "Hi, sorry to send this dark message, but I just want to make everyone I know aware. A handful of Anthony's family members work for the LAPD. We received a text from them this morning with this warning, which is basically similar to the one that Yolanda just read, saying, "Hi, family, please keep your eyes open and very careful. There's a black male on the street driving a red maroon SUV going around killing people by just asking what time it is and shooting them. Please be careful," and so on and so forth. Basically the same thing.
do you guys think him asking what time it is might be something like sadistic? Because you know how like ever like killers have be having like their own little like
Way of killing people or
way
like
of killing people, like a signature. Do you think like he wants to know their time of death and then like make sure they know their time of death?
that's
I, I don't know if it's like that. I honestly just think it's something just to distract them so that way they don't think anything.
I could see that too, but I watched a lot of like Criminal Minds where it's like they profile like serial killers, and I don't know. I feel like maybe like that could be like a good distraction, but maybe it's like something more like mental. You're getting a gun pulled out on you, like you're like, oh damn, it's like 12:15 and I'm about to die. Like I don't know. I think that's kind of sad.
but like it's not it's like in the middle of the night. Who goes around walking around in the middle of the
That
night
is
like that?
true.
That's like in that way it's kind of like both people's fault. But I mean,
Because I mean, the boy who died, I think his name was Javier. He was like 14 years old. What was he doing
like
out at
12.
12:30?
Yeah,
Well, here on like I think on ABC 7 News, they said that the shooting happened around 12:20 a.m. On Monday on Live Oak Street, right outside the Ellen Ochoa Learning Center. Especially his age, like
like
14,
yeah.
this doesn't know, like outside at 12:20 a.m. So I'm gonna read like more on here. It says, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the boy who died at the scene was only described as a juvenile male. However, several people who did not wish to go on camera, in the eyewitness news, he was 14 years old. That has not yet been confirmed. But since the post is going around on Instagram, I saw I think his sister's Instagram, and she said that he was 14 years old. And the second person, who was also juvenile, was also found at the scene suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. So it's like two victims right there.
So he's live and well right now.
Yeah, but you said that they mentioned a lot about a maroon car, and they even showed some pictures on Instagram. You said that he switched vehicles.
Yeah, well, apparently that's what I heard in the morning that he switched to a I don't know if it's true. I don't know if that's like still like if he's still in the maroon car or not. But what I've heard is that he switched cars like probably just to hide his identity still or something because they probably caught on to him being in the red car.
There's another post here on Instagram that people are reposting where it's that the detectives are investigating four homicides. That well, they think that they're related. And one of them was 2/11, February 11, February 12, February 12, and February 12. 3 in one night. What the hell?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Um, so the one February 11 was near Eleanor Hotel with a handgun. So all three of them, um, Florence Avenue, Los Angeles, which is like right here. The other one was Life Oak Street in Cudahy, which was also like around here, and Santa Fe Avenue, which is like not that far away from us. All like these like a handgun. Since like we're very close to Hudson Park, like do you guys feel scared? What do you think, Justin?
Since you walk home too,
Yeah.
you walk home like you're not scared or anything like, especially because it's around this area.
I'm a little frightened because what if they ask me for the time and I get shot? So it's a little scary thinking about it.
I mean, it's in the night though, so you have like, unless if he's like switching times now and he's gonna go during the day.
You
But
live around here, Justin?
Like close by. What do you think about this, Chris?
I mean, um, since I take the bus, sometimes I take the bus. It's kind of like I guess concerning because like the bus be taking long, and that's like oh I'm gonna be waiting there. Sometimes I'm alone. Like I could get like anything happen, especially if you're alone, right? So I mean it's kind of like concerning, I guess, for that to happen. Any thoughts, Destin?
Um, I think it is a little concerning considering that I also walk home, even though I live like a few minutes away. Still, it's like kind of scary. But I still have doubts that he'd pass by during daytime, especially in a school area, because there'd be a lot of people walking around and seeing, you know? So I feel like that'd be kind of stupid if he did. Either way, what he's doing is stupid. But, you know, just considering that it's daytime around the school zone, like, it's kind of stupid. But
I don't have any concerns since I don't walk home.
Oh my God,
Unless he becomes like an Uber driver, then
you're screwed.
I'm screwed. You know, like that one movie. You know that one movie? What was that movie about that Uber driver? Spree? There's like a movie about an Uber driver who would like live stream like their day. Oh, Spree? Spree, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
If he becomes like an Uber driver.
Wait, wasn't one of like the people there from like Stranger Things or something?
Yeah, he was
the one
like
that plays Steve.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one.
Yeah, yeah, so I think I'm an Uber driver because I take one like to school. I go home. Although my mom like she gets an Uber and then she like, comes to pick me up like that's kind of scary. I do think Dustin's right about him shooting people at night because it takes an hour and all of the deaths and it seems to be pretty lit. And on the images that the cameras caught, like it all seems to be in like dark lighting. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, the neighborhood already here is like dangerous as it is.
Yeah, with all that gangs and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, the stuff that's happened to like some AP students here. Like I know, like a kid got like attacked in the tunnel that they closed off. But I don't think I can talk about that.
Wait, he got attacked. Wait, who?
I don't think I can talk about it because it was a couple of years ago when my brother used to come to the school.
That they took him to the tunnel and they like
No, he got snatched in. But I don't think I can talk about that. I don't
he
think
got
like,
snatched to the tunnel. He got like beat up.
I don't, but because but I don't think I'll talk about it because I feel like the story wouldn't improve it because it was like kind of like personal and private.
Oh,
The kids did come
yeah.
out like traumatized. I don't know. A lot of things happen here. Like I don't know. This is kind of like it's a good school. It's like the neighborhood is not it.
I mean, yeah. Or like after hearing these news, what are your thoughts about like probably having personal belongings and the way they do with like self protection or something like that?
I don't carry anything.
Like I don't know, maybe like not to like be all like have them in school, but like probably walking around in general, like you probably want to have like I don't know like a
Yeah,
blade or
yeah,
something
like-
like to
But coming to school, I don't think so. I know the school has like a bunch of like rules.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like walking around. Let's say, how do I say, like during the weekend or something
No,
that you're
yeah,
alone.
definitely. I live in 82nd, and I live there like my house like one corner, and then there's like a gang like spot right there, and then there's like a bunch of kids from Valencia like in my neighborhood. So like, yeah, probably.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if like they start carrying? What if kids start carrying like weapons to school
No,
or
yeah,
something for
especially in my
protection because they're
neighborhood.
scared?
In my neighborhood, I think so too. Because a couple weeks ago, or actually a couple months ago, my brother, my sister, and my nephew, he's like two, they were going to the store, and this black dude he pulled out a gun on my brother. And well, I think like since from there, like my mom has been really scared. And my corner store gets robbed like a lot. Like Auntie, I went to there, and like the new cashier that they had, she was crying, and like the owners they're Korean, and like the guy he was counting the money. And I know he before that he had also got robbed. His wife, she was like going to the parking lot, and like la asaltaron with like a knife, and they stole all of the money, like the money, like a big bag, and cash that he would take to a bank. And the carniceros came out with their knives, but like if they were
They're
to,
not really gonna do
yeah,
nothing.
they couldn't do anything because then they would go to jail too. But I think I would carry something just because my neighborhood is not good.
Any thoughts you have, Joseph?
Would you carry any
Would
sports?
you carry like any like not like I say weapon that's like illegal, but like
Or
something
do you
like
think you could protect yourself like physically?
I try to carry like a little dagger. So
a
like,
little dagger?
yeah, because just in case, because you never know, because people be crazy nowadays. And
That's all.
yeah.
That's it. I'm pretty sure you're carrying like pepper spray or something.
No, no. I don't need you to make assumptions, but I think it's a good thing to sometimes, well, not to carry like a weapon on you, but like something to protect yourself because you never know. And also, it doesn't even have to be a weapon, it could be like normal everyday things like keys. Like, I've heard that some people like put them in between like their fingers while walking home or something like that, or like if they feel like scared, just in case someone like pops out, you just, you know.
Like once.
But every person is their own. I just say it's better to be safe.
Especially since we live like, well, the school here is like next to Washington Park. Another one of my brother's friends, he was also a student here at APB, and he would take his bike. His mom, like, they live right here, and his mom knows how to drive, but she would be like too lazy to pick him up, even though it's not even like a 5 minute drive. And so he would go home walking, and one day these negritos from the park los saltaron. They took out a navaja, and they stole his AirPods. They stole like I think his like wallet or like some money he had. Los saltaron with a knife, and I think ever since then, like his mom started coming to like pick him up. But in general, I think like the school like being next to Washington Park is not it, because like not only that, but like the takeovers they have here. I saw on Instagram I saw a video on Instagram of someone like getting hit by a car, and like you could see his head, like you could see the moment he died. Have you guys like witnessed something like that around
That's
here?
it.
Yeah, it was a takeover here under the metro bridge, and there was a video, and was a guy, he was like doing the circles and shit like that, and the the car hit like a guy, and you can see like the moment the car hits him, like rear ends him, and then you can see his head like shake, and it's because it wasn't a part of his body anymore. And the first time he got hit, he was able to stand back up, but you can see, you can see when he was like see dissociated. They hit him a second time, and that's when, yeah, that's when it was over.
I mean, I've seen like the takeovers, but it's not like around this area. It's mostly like down. It's still like Manchester, but down like Manchester.
I've witnessed some takeovers
Yeah,
in Manchester too.
I've like because like the moment I hear, it, I go outside because like it's kind of interesting to see it, but it's like bad in a way that people can actually get hurt.
Yeah.
And there's this one time where I think I was in my room watching like my phone, and then I was watching videos about people with like takeovers and all that, and then I see like a pretty big guy. He like got ran over doing that, right? And then he got mad. He got up and he started like he pulled out his gun. He started shooting, and I don't know. It's like crazy to think that you're basically part of it, so you can't really get like mad in a way that you're there too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of like weird to see that.
I think I don't know. I feel like I see all of these type of videos on Instagram, especially when I was younger. Like I saw, I think one time I saw this like old man era paletero or like something like that. Like I just saw like a video of this guy recording. He had a gun and he yells at the old man. The old man turns around and the guy shoots him in the face. And I saw him like the guy die right there. I was probably like 11 watching that, which I shouldn't have, but I think that was like the first ever video on Instagram that I saw that like really did something to me because it was an old man. You know, I have like a soft spot like for people dying like that, and
This is crazy.
I don't know.
It's like the gun violence now. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really control it now because like there's laws and all that. I don't know. It's like it's dumb, but it was like same way. It's kind of like a safety that people have guns.
Yeah, I can understand why you would want one, but I think they're too accessible to anybody,
Yeah,
and I
even
think
like
that's the
people like
problem.
underage can have one. Like
Yeah, like a bunch of like wannabe gangsters and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, a gun is like it's a serious thing.
I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of incidents where people don't even know how to use a gun, and then like they basically shoot themselves or they shoot
Yeah.
other people because they don't know how to carry it.
No, yeah, my mom, she had a friend who had two sons and they were playing around in the house. This was like years ago, but it's still sad. It was these two kids playing around the house and they were able to get a gun and they them being little kids, they probably thought like it was a toy gun and one of them ended up shooting the other and I think they were brothers and he ended up dying. I don't know. I think if you have a gun, you should like be able to keep it safe, safe because it's not something to play around with. And I feel like I see a bunch of these type of videos on Instagram. I don't think or TikTok, even though TikTok I think is a little bit more stricter. I think I get most of my news on Instagram and TikTok. Like for example, like the boy who died near the Ellen Ochoa Center. I've only seen stuff on Instagram. I've googled it, like nothing. I went to the LEPD Instagram, nothing. What do you think that is?
What?
Why do you think like we we can't find anything on Google on the boys?
I think it's because probably like the sheriff's office probably has like tried to investigate and everything like that, but they don't want to put it out.
To
Just
scare
be
people.
Yeah, maybe just to scare people, but also because they know how the community is. Like a bunch of people would want to get involved in that, or I don't know. And I feel like it'd be better to keep some of the information disclosed rather than to share it out with other people. It's a good thing to like let people know so that way they're aware, like, oh, like stay safe or whatever. But also, then again, don't share too much information because then people are gonna try and get involved and it'll,
And it could be like even more chaotic.
yeah.
What's your guys' opinion on what's your guys' opinion on a militia? Do you guys know what that is? You know what? So basically, a militia is like So I'm gonna read the Google definition on it because I don't know how to explain it perfectly. A military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in emergency. But okay, what I'm gonna explain to you how I've seen it. Basically, like you're licensed to carry like a gun, you have permits, and like basically, let's say I seen a militia on an episode of like this cop show, and the cops were trying to find like a murderer or prisoners that had escaped, and these cops stopped this militia, and basically the militia is like you have a right to serve your community if you're licensed with a gun and have permits and all of that. You like a civil arrest.
Yeah, so you're basically like you're willing to use a gun to
And-
help the people.
Yeah, so it's
in
like
a way, it's a good way.
yeah, so it's like if you and Joseph were to live in like the same neighborhood, and there's like let's say like someone like with a gun, you guys could like come together and like help the cops out a bit. Obviously you guys still have like boundaries you guys can't cross, but if you guys do encounter it, there's like certain things you can do. Would you guys feel like a militia like would make you feel better, like in your like group? And more like with limited military training. I think you have to be like some type of
You have to be like
military
experienced. You have to be
professional.
experienced on how to use a gun. I think. I mean, I'm not really from this area though. That's the thing. So I don't know how like this area works from like my area because my area is like there's a lot of gangs and all that, and then it's active in the night and all that. But what I've heard from here is that maybe I feel like maybe it would be good around this area because a lot of gangs and then like with the thing that just happened recently, like maybe it would be good for people to come together and like see at least to help other people out on that.
So I know you live a little bit further, and I'm not like familiar with like the neighborhoods, but do you guys have like neighborhood watch? Because I know like it's mostly something you see on like shows like a neighborhood watch, but I've seen like signs certain streets, that they have. Do you have something like that?
I mean, signs where I live is like a, I guess like a complex or whatever. So there's like I seen a sign growing up that says neighborhood watch, but I really don't think that's like, I think it's just like to scare people or something. But that we have neighborhood watch, I don't think so. I think it's like it just depends on what people see and what people could like tell other like the police and all that. Cause the police station from my house is probably like 3 minutes away.
Yeah, because the sheriff's department, the fire department, it's like 3 minutes from
Yeah,
my house.
cause let's say like, well, the streets is like streets, right? And then my house is like right here, and then the police department is probably like 3 blocks away. It's really not that far.
Oh yeah, and I like that in my neighborhood, the sheriff's department is close. Cause one time, I witnessed somebody getting shot in my neighborhood. Like I was like in my kitchen, and we have like a really large like window in my the front of my house, and I was just like standing there. And then like I look like this guy, he's like just like standing right there, and but you see him like with the motion. He was like further, but you still see him like I see, and all you hear is like papa, and then like I was like, oh god, he shot somebody. And in that same neighborhood, they closed it. My dad, being the chismoso that he is, he walked around the neighborhood with my dog, and the sheriff's department was looking for the bullet clip, like the bullet fragments, and they couldn't find it. And my dad was walking like my dog around the grass, and my dad like he found them and he pointed at them and he told the sheriffs like they were right there, but they closed down the street, but because that was one separate crime. And then the same time going on, a police chase happens in the same neighborhood, and and it almost hit one of the officers because the street had been closed, but like there was like a bunch of things going on like at once. Like it was like very, very hectic. I don't know. Are your guys' neighborhood maybe like that?
Well, this is like I'm in a different area. I'll probably answer, but um, growing up on that area, we haven't really like. Oh no, actually, yeah. There's this one time. It was like a random like Saturday like morning, and then I remember I was watching a movie, and then all you hear is like gunshots, like bah bah bah, and then I was like all curious and whatever, so I go outside to see, and mom was like, no, don't go, don't go, and then I went, and I see the guy running like away from what just happened. He had a gun in his hand, he was running, and then he shot a guy in the car like 6 times in the chest, and the guy ended up surviving that because I guess they like called the ambulance in time. So they got him, and I guess he survived. But it was just crazy to see that. And I remember I haven't gotten outside ever since that happened because like it's crazy to think like that could like randomly happen to you.
What's it called? I think I hear gunshots so often in my neighborhood. Like yesterday I heard two, and I was scrolling on TikTok and I didn't think of anything about it. But recently, another like important event that happened in my neighborhood, there was these two boys. Like I know them like personally, and they actually also used to come to the school. Their house got raided by the
I know, yeah, I
their
know.
house got raided by what was it?
The sheriff, I think.
No, it was not the FBI, the SWAT. They got raided by the SWAT. They closed down like the whole street. I know who they are because they were actually supposed to be my chambelanes. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is it? Yeah, it's
Just
okay. All right, go.
But yeah, their house got raided by SWAT and the sheriff's department, and it was all over citizens. And I literally live like their house is right here. Like you just drive like 1 minute away from them, and you see all the citizens. They closed down the whole street because the SWAT had raided them, and they were calling them like on speakerphone. And I don't know. I think I'm just so used to like a bunch of stuff happening like that because it just seems so normal for it to happen like every single day. And they took them out. They closed on the street, and I don't know. It's just it's very it's very frequent that I see stuff like that in my neighborhood. Have you ever seen like somebody's house get raided like that?
Oh no, I have. So this house in front of where I live, I guess it was like the people that used to live there. They left or they moved somewhere, and they just left the house. I think it was open, and a couple gang members like moved in there, and they started like tagging their wall, like making it like theirs, basically, like making it their property. And it got raided by I think it was like the SWAT team or by the cops or something. They got raided though, and all you hear is just like a couple gunshots, and that's all. And next thing you know, they just come out with like it was like seven seven people from like the gangs just like coming out like all in handcuffs and everything. It was crazy though. Damn, it was actual SWAT team and everything.
Is it- Was it in my neighborhood? I think it was like 3 years ago. It was like six-ish, I think. And I just remember like hearing like a bunch of police sirens or whatever in the front of my house. I just didn't really care. I was still in my room, and so my dad called me. He was just like, "Oh, like, come on, go see this." And was it they had closed down the street like from my house to was it was it they closed down from my house down to like another 5 houses, and it was because in the house in front of me, um, there was this family, and I guess they had to put a restraining order on their son since I think he was like I don't know something was wrong with him. I don't know, or I think he kept like threatening his parents in some way or another. And was it he had went into their house and like I think he was asking for money or something like that, and he wouldn't leave the house without getting the money. So and I guess parents called the police, and he had locked himself in the restroom. So the police came, whatever, and was it they had to break the roof down in order to get in, and I don't know,
The roof is crazy.
and I don't know. I think they got him, and
Problem solved. Happy day or what?
huh?
Happy day. Problem solved or not?
He went to rehab,
I mean that's good.
so I guess it's a good ending, kind of. I think,
You got
but
any like you got any experiences, Joseph, that you could like want to share or like anything that you heard or
Oh,
anything?
it was like this one time, but it was like a year ago, where there's like black people who were like in the neighborhood, and they're like throwing a party, or I don't know, like at the park, and like my dad was walking back from the store. It was like 5 minutes before, and my dad like passed over to the other side since the Moritos were like on the other side. And he came over to this side, and then he went home, and then as he like was arriving home, there's like 5 minutes later, there's like four gunshots, and that shot at the black guys, and they shot a kid, and the kid he didn't make it. He died like the ambulance came in like super fast, but he died like 2 minutes later. They came.
How old was the kid? Like estimate like
Maybe like 13, 14.
he's pretty young. And they were just having a party and then they just came to shoot. That's crazy. You haven't experienced one like yourself? Like
Huh?
you haven't experienced NC like yourself? Like maybe you've gotten like a knife pulled out on you or the gun or you've heard like family member or something, no?
Oh yeah, Roseville. There's like a little black kid, and like he like threatened one of my friends that he was gonna like take out a knife on him.
No, for real?
No, no, no. Actually, no. Hold up, scrap that out.
Scrap that out, alright.
Nah, he was like threatening him because he had like a bike and he was like trying to press him, but like we just walked away because we don't want no problems with him, and like he just
Yeah.
left us alone.
I mean that's good. At least y'all didn't like how do you say, hey, you guys didn't what's the word? To what's the word? You didn't make you didn't make the problem worse. Like you didn't like make it worse basically, yeah.
Have your parents told you guys anything, like anything they've experienced like in their
Like growing
younger
up?
days? Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it? My mom, when she barely came to the U.S., what was it? She was like 20. She was barely 20. She came when she was 18, but this was I think when she was like early 20s or whatever. And she came by herself. And then later on, what was it? My uncles came. And what was it? My mom, she dressed, I guess, like a chola or whatever. Like around that time, like it was really popular style back then, basically. And what was it? Her cousins were also there in the right here in the U.S. already, and they lived in the same area. And it was also a guy and a girl, and they were part of Florencia, I think, at the time. And obviously, since they're cousins, I mean, not all cousins look alike, but my mom and my uncle, they looked a lot like their cousins. And what was it? So they'd get confused for them a lot of the time. So I think they were going to like the swap meet or something. I think it was the. I don't think it was the Alameda swap meet. I don't know. She just said it was a swap meet.
It's probably like one close by.
It was one close by, but I'm not sure which one that she was saying. But what was it? She was walking over there with my uncle, and I guess like a group of people saw them, and they confused them for their cousins. They were like, "Oh, there they are!" And what was it? And they were about to go jump them, and I think they pulled out a knife too, or something like that, or a gun. Or I don't know what she said, some type of weapon, and she just had to continue running for like 30 minutes or something like that.
30 minutes is crazy.
And then she said that she hid like under a car, or I don't know what, but under or behind. I was just, and then she was just like, I don't know where your uncle went. He went the opposite way, and I don't know what. But that's one story. She has a bunch of stories like that because she always got confused with them. But mm. Do your parents have any stories like that?
I mean, probably my dad, but not like he was still in El Salvador, where he was like, oh, I heard him talking about it. He's like he was in El Salvador and he was gonna go to a different like part of El Salvador, and I guess that part was like really like raided with like gangs at that time, and this gang member like came up to him. And they asked him for money. He's like, "Oh, I don't got nothing right now." And the gang member literally told him like, "Oh, all right, it's like it's your time to die." He literally told me it's your time to die. So he went. I guess the gang member wanted to go get like more people, and then my dad left with my uncles and one of like his friends, and then they went to like this fair that was going on right there, and they just like hid in front of everyone so they wouldn't like catch him because they were looking for him. I mean, it was crazy to think that he could have literally died and probably wouldn't even be here by now. But I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to see that how I guess they've basically been through what we're probably gonna go through later on, or we're probably gonna not experience, hopefully. But I don't know. Maybe at least they can give us like advice and everything. Have your parents experienced anything, Joseph?
My dad has experienced a lot of hardships in El Salvador. Because there's this one time where he was like, somebody was fighting someone, and the guy came back with a machete, and he wanted to kill my dad, but luckily he only got like a little scar on my dad's head, and that was it. But my dad, I can get the fuck out of him or something.
I was on machetes when me and my cousin were younger. I guess I made fun of him too much. And he goes to the school. It's like my cousin goes to the school. We were younger, and then I was like making fun of him or bullying him, whatever. And he runs to the kitchen and he pulls out a knife on me, and he's over here chasing me and everything. And I was small and I was like scared as hell. I'm not trying to die, so I call on my mom. And my mom like comes out. She's like, I'm not gonna say his name because like to keep it private. He's like, oh, what are you doing? Put that thing down, this and that. And he ended up getting in trouble. If he ends up hearing this, it's gonna be fun. But that's basically like an experience I had, like I guess to the point of almost dying. I guess.
And then Yolanda, have your parents like told you any stories like that?
Like what?
Like they've experienced violence, or like any violence with weapons, like, dying or something.
I'm pretty sure there might be stories that my mom might have because she did have it rough here when she first came, but I don't remember any right now that come to mind. But with it, like gun violence and like people dying, I know my dad really got affected when his dad passed away because my dad was, I think, like 14, 15, when they killed my grandpa in Zacatecas. They killed him in this small rancho where I'm from. It's called Gomez. It's really small. The population there is probably like not that big. They they killed him, I think, during the nighttime, like family as well. I think they were just like drunk and stuff, and like lo mataron. And my dad, I think it was like around like their spring break time, or actually I'm not sure, but they were gonna have like a vacation over there, and they were just waiting for my dad to get out, and he was gonna fly over there, but my dad didn't end up going anymore because he was really affected by his father's passing. And I know in that, in where I'm from in Zacatecas, there's a lot of stuff with cartels and stuff like that. I know in the same rancho, like I said, is really small. So when this mom and this daughter both got beheaded by a cartel, it was like pretty serious. And over there in Zacatecas, I've seen it went popular a video of a dog walking around with a head as a chew toy in the streets of Montes Covedo, and it's like the centro right there, like near there. He was like, there's a video of him on Google. If you search it up, he was walking around with like a head, and people recorded him. So I know there's like a bunch of stuff over there, mostly with like cartels and stuff like that. Is there like cartels where you guys are from?
Well, I haven't heard any cartels. I've mostly heard about like gangs, but cartels that probably has. I don't think I've like heard or my friends haven't experienced anything about it. So it could be like either or.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think this is something that it's been a really serious topic, like especially recently with like everything that's been going on, and I think now with this like I guess like serial killer going on, I think it should be addressed more.
Um, I guess yeah, with everything like going on, we should take more in consideration of the weapon violence and all that. And I think that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like you have nothing more to discuss or talk about. So until next episode, which y'all should stay tuned for that. So closing out this episode, we'll see you guys in the next one. And I don't know, keep listening.